This is the thing that was quietly affecting my relationship, convincing myself that sooner or later they would cheat on me, even when there were no signs. And without realizing it, I started looking at them through the lenses of my own fear. At the beginning, it didn't feel dramatic. It felt almost sensible, like I was just being careful. But slowly, something shifted inside me. I noticed that every time they became more important, the fear grew louder. Not because they were doing something wrong, but because closeness made me feel more exposed, more vulnerable. And instead of enjoying the connection, a part of me stayed alert, as if love was something I had to monitor.
It's a subtle shift. When fear becomes the filter, reality slowly changes. Often, the fear doesn't come from the present moment, but from experiences stored in the body, memories of connection that once feels uncertain or unsafe. So the nervous system learns to stay awake, to scan, to anticipate, not because something bad is happening, but because something bad once did. Fear becomes a strategy, a way to feel prepared, and without noticing, we stop seeing the person in front of us and start relating a story from the past.
When I really care about someone, I don't feel only love, I feel responsibility, expectation, pressure. A message arrives later than usual, a call goes unanswered. Nothing dramatic, nothing obvious, but my mind fills that space instantly. I start reading meanings into pauses, imagining things that never happen, and my body reacts before logic can catch up. My stomach tightens, my chest is heavy, my breath becomes shallow. I don't want to lose them. So I start adjusting myself. I become more observant, more careful with what I say, less spontaneous, and slowly I pull back, not to hurt them, not to manipulate, but to protect myself from a pain that is only happening in my imagination.
This is how fear quietly reshapes our relationships. When we act from a place of self-protection, we often expect the other person to do the same. If I'm holding back, I start assuming you are too. If I'm guarded, I begin to read danger everywhere. Relationships are mirrors, and what we carry inside of us is often reflected back through our perception. Not because the other person has changed, but because the lens has. What we fear the most is often what we pay the most attention to, and attention over time changes how reality feels.
There was a moment when something became clear to me. They hadn't changed. I was the one who changed. I was related to them as if they were about to leave, as if love was something temporary that I had to constant control. And that realization stopped me because I didn't want to leave a relationship that felt like a battlefield, that felt like I was one step away from escaping. I wanted peace, not distance, not numbness, but a kind of peace that felt grounded, that felt alive.
Healthy relationship doesn't mean that fear never appears. It means fear is met with awareness. There are no games, no silent tests, no strategies to stay ahead. There is honesty, transparency, communication from the heart. Not because we are perfect, but because we care about the connection more than about winning. Real safety in love comes from responsibility, not control.
So I decided to speak, not to accuse, not to defend, but just to share what was going on inside me. The fear, the tension, the stories I was telling myself. And something softened. I realized I didn't need to protect myself from love. I needed to stay present with it. Fear still shows up sometimes, but now I listen to it rather than letting it lead. And the more I take responsibility for what's mine, the safer the relationship feels. Not perfect, but real.
Two complete people choosing each other not to fill a void, but to share fullness. Freedom doesn't disappear in love, it becomes conscious. And when fear is seen, not follow, relationships stop feeling like unstable ground and becomes what it always meant to be, a safe place to grow.